maybe midday you lose your concentration and you had to get your focus back, is that you can do some breath work where you just inhale for a count of 4, then you hold for a count of 4, and then you also exhale for a count of 8, and then you just repeat it 3 times, and then you can, or as many times as you need, that you can get your concentration back, your focus back, as it's kind of refresh your mind as you get a lot of oxygen back. Welcome back to Fueling Your Life podcast. Today we are going to talk about focus, how you can regain your focus after a long day where you just worked and you start losing your focus, losing your concentration, and you cannot keep up the concentration. So it's how do you reset it? How do you regain your focus? Maybe when you start going into your work and you feel distracted about your thoughts, they're just going around in your head, or you maybe are feeling tired, and that makes it hard to focus. So today I will want to cover 4 things that can help you stay focused while you work and also regain it. And the first thing is meditation, which is something you have to do before or after the work. So it will be either in the morning or the evening as a daily practice that you do for maybe 10-20 minutes preferably. But if you have never meditated before, you just start with 1 minute, because then it's easier to get into, as meditation is a very hard practice to get started with, as you mainly will feel that you are failing in some sense, because people think that it is to get rid of the monkey mind, but when you then meditate, is that you experience that you have this monkey mind with thoughts all over the place in your head. But what meditation actually does is that it helps you just observe your thoughts. So instead of just going with one thought and drift with it and see where it goes and kind of get lost in your own thought, then you're actually just sitting back and just seeing all the thoughts passing by in your head. And that is basically what you're learning with or by doing meditation, is that you can tap out and disconnect from the thoughts. So you just more observe all the thoughts passing by. So you're not necessarily ignoring them, but you acknowledge they're there, but you're not letting a thought drive what is occupying your focus and concentration. And I know, especially for myself sometimes, that I can kind of distract myself with thoughts, as my head just goes in a million ways with a lot of thoughts, and my brain is just all over the place thinking about things and putting things together and connecting things I have learned. And sometimes it can be very distracting, and sometimes I can completely disconnect and just completely focus. And that's one thing meditation has really helped me with, that I'm actually able to just sit there and observe, but I'm also able to just let all the thoughts flow. So I have this, I got this good balance between the two things. And when you meditate, it's basically just you sit down, put a timer, close your eyes, and then you breathe in a normal breathing pattern, in and out through your nose. You can also find apps that can help you guide you through a guided meditation. So you will do different breathing methods where we maybe inhale for a count of 4, you hold your breath, you exhale for a count of 7, or something like that. it can also be very visualized depending on what you are trying to do. But if you just want to observe your thoughts, then just simply focus on the breath. Breathe in normal, inhale and exhale through your nose. And close your eyes. Then, more specific, when you are maybe midday, you lose your concentration and you have to get your focus back, is that you can do some breath work where you just inhale for a count of 4, then you hold for a count of 4, and then you also exhale for a count of 8, and then you just repeat it 3 times, and then you can, or as many times as you need, then you can get your concentration back, your focus back, as it's kind of refresh your mind as you get a lot of oxygen back. Because there's actually a study that has shown that, for example, when we check our emails, check messages, then we actually are holding our breath, which means we are not breathing, and then we are not getting enough oxygen. So by doing the breath work, it kind of reminds us about that we have to breathe, and also make sure that we get a lot of oxygen back into our system that actually goes up to our brain and regain the focus. And it's basically help if we feel tired or we lose concentration. One thing we also can do is close the eyes for a little bit and just go into a deep relaxing state and then get back out. So if you feel a bit tired, then you can quickly get some energy back, not by taking a nap, but just quickly go into a more relaxed state, and then you get out again. But for this breath work is that you inhale for a count of 4. So if we do it here together. The next thing is to get some fresh air. And big part of it is basically just that you get up, as when we sit down for a long time, we don't really have any blood flow in our body, and it can make us feel tired. It also can be the climate that we are sitting in an office. If it's a little bit hot and warm, then it sends the signal for our body to more relax, which makes us feel that we lose energy, and then we start losing our focus and concentration. And when we don't have a proper blood flow, then in our blood we also we are transporting oxygen. So when the blood flow is not there, then we're not getting oxygen throughout our body. So a good way is to get up and get out to get some fresh air, get the wind in your face, and just get the body going a little bit. Because in this way we are able to reset. And also a good way, especially also for performing, is that taking a lot of like small breaks every hour or so. And that's a good way just to get out, just change the environment a bit, because it's hard to just focus on the same thing for so many hours. I know that for myself, just listen to a conversation, listen to a podcast, for me, is that I can do it for 3 hours straight, but between 3 to 5 hours, then it's just my concentration on what people are saying is start going down. And then past 5 hours, I'm not even listening anymore to what people are saying. I need a break. in my head so I can regain my focus. So get up and moving, get out, get some air, just quickly get out for a minute, and then you can go back in case it's cold. The next thing is also sometimes we can feel that we can concentrate, we maybe feel tired, basically because we are lacking water. We have work for hours, we forgot to drink some water, so we actually become very dehydrated after 3-4 hours of work. And then we need to get this back up really quick. So one thing is just get up, get out of the chair, get up, stand up, and just throw some water down, like just until you have drink a liter of water to kind of just rebalance your hydration. And that's basically, and you don't want to just take one glass. No, because you're in a state where you most likely are a bit dehydrated, so you just want to throw some water down, throw a lot of water into the system, and just move a little bit around to then get it in, and wait a little bit for it to circle around, because then you provide enough water at least for your body to be hydrated again, and you get a lot of water in. You might not be fully hydrated yet, but if you are drinking a liter, then your body have a lot more water to work with. You can then take a glass, and then you can sip a little bit. And that's everything I have today in Fueling Your Life podcast. Coach Jesper. See you in the next one. I'm out.